The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Inside the Expo Center, 1 week a year, the present and the future collide. Nearly 2,000 cars, 6 coveted trophies. Here, every pass matters, every lap matters. Driller season starts now. This is the FloRacing Tulsa Shootout, powered by NOS Energy Drink.
Championship Saturday begins now. Driller Saturday begins now as you are tuned in to our live coverage of the 41st annual FloRacing Tulsa Shootout, powered by NOS Energy Drink. Good morning. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Chris Wellner. Chris, Driller Day. 6 golden drillers to be given out here today. The best day of the year, minus maybe Chili Bowl Saturday afternoon, but it's going to be a blast. We have got a bunch of drivers looking to bring home their first of the little gold men.
Absolutely. We've got our championship red on, Caleb Hart. We're excited to be here, and we started with 2,010 cars that officially signed in, the largest Tulsa Shootout in history. We're going to dwindle it down to 6 A-main starters and then 6 champions at the end of Saturday night. Currently, we've got just a handful of races to settle our starting lineups, beginning with B-mains. There are 10 drivers out of that whole list that are still eligible for all 4 A-mains. 3 of them already have locked into three of the 4 championship events for our open classes, so we're dwindling those numbers down. But Caleb, we still have a lot of racing to come and a lot of drama still to unfold.
It starts with B-main events. That will kick up our morning. 8 B-main events for 4 different divisions is what we're going to lead off with. Stock non-wing, outlaw non-wing, winged outlaw, and then the A-class. The LCQs come up after opening ceremonies in the mid-afternoon, in which you're going to get a 12-lap shootout where half the field joins up at the back half of the A-main event. The other half of the field goes home. At the end of the LCQs, we move into A-main event action. 6 A-mains coming up tonight. We'll start with 30 laps of stock non-wing. We will end the night without wings on for the 55-lap Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial Outlaw Non-Wing Championship. Gonna be an absolute blast. Let's welcome in Brian Ward down in the infield. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Caleb. Excited for all these early elimination races. You kind of talked about the layout from today. The junior sprints and the restricted, they already have 16 drivers locked in and 16 into their LCQ. No B features for them this morning. Those 16 in the LCQ are fighting for the final 8 spots. But the other 4 major divisions, there are still 112 drivers that'll be entering the racetrack today, trying to get the final 8 spots remaining in those A-mains. We'll take the top 2 from the Bs, build that LCQ, and like you said, the top half there. So a lot of drivers will get dropped out after these tonight, or this morning, guys. We got more members of our crew today.
And let's meet them. Up at the top of the ramp, we've got, well, let's go with our lineup. We actually have cars on the racetrack, believe it or not. We're going to get rolling here on this championship Saturday. Caleb Hart, our first B-main for our Joe's Racing Products stock non-wing.
All right. Cale Drake and Drew Sherman up on the front row. Steven Snyder Jr. and Emerson Axum in row number 2. Ricky Thornton Jr., Bladen Graham in row 3. KJ Snow, Richie Hartman, JW Henderson, Sawyer Kiner, Sam Morthland, and Delaney Jost make up the first 12 starting spots here in our B feature number 1. J.R. McCutcheon and Ty Holsey will join up from the C main event. These races, 12 laps, top 2 go into the LCQ. Chris, we're up and, well, no, we're not rolling. That's not going to do at all.
Some antsy drivers here on this initial start, and this is going to come back here as a little bit jumbled up here on the initial drop of the green flag. You see this racetrack in tip-top shape. Caleb Hart, they have been hard at work since the drop of the checkered flag just about, what, 9:15 last night, so had plenty of time to get the moisture worked back into this racetrack. I mean, it's been an unbelievable week of racing here. As far as when you look at this racing surface, it has been in tip-top shape, and we're ready to go here again.
We'll let you know exactly what you got on tap A little bit later, Cale Drake coming through. Steven Snyder following him. These are stock non-wing to start the day off. Joe's Racing Products sponsoring the stock non-wing division. And after lap number 1, it's Drake and Snyder. And both of those drivers enjoying a little bit of advantage over the rest of the field. That's exactly what they wanted to see here to be featured.
Absolutely. See Emerson Axum in that 4th position, one of the drivers that has 4 Tulsa Shootout championships to his name, but does not have one in this division. And he would love to get back to the feature event. It's got some work to do as you watch your battle up front between Drake and Steven Snyder Jr. There's Axum, first car, using the middle lane to get around 1 to get back to 4th. And that was RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr. So Axum now going to get to the whip here for 3rd. But again, these laps are going to go by in a hurry on such a lockdown racetrack right now.
Yeah, and we're expecting this. Everybody else expected this as well. Lots of moisture in it to start the morning off. It's been a war for the bottom. And right now, Drake and Snyder Jr. enjoying the fact that nobody breathing down their neck. Axum up high. Down low, Thornton Jr. give RTJ the pass. Emerson looking to drive back underneath him, nothing doing as Ricky Thornton Jr. shuts the door.
It's just so difficult right now. Everybody going so fast around this racetrack. 11.6 seconds around this Expo Raceways. Little contact for the lead.
Gotta be careful, Steven Snyder Jr., although that could be the difference in 8 starting spots in the LCQ if he can get him. If opportunity shows up, you gotta take it. However, you can't risk both of your races.
Remember, this was the division last year, Caleb, when Steven Snyder Jr. went 21st to the lead before a flat right rear tire. He was anxiously awaiting 360 some odd days to come back into this building, make it back to the feature. It hasn't gone the way he wanted to, but you see the pass there. That'll help Steven Snyder Jr. at least advance a little bit when we get to the LCQ.
Yeah, that's a big pass. 8 spots could be the difference between that pass that he just made as Snyder Jr. taking the white flag. One more time around for the Pennsylvania driver. I say Pennsylvania driver, Maryland-based driver, but primarily Pennsylvania-based competitor. Snyder Jr. will get the win. He and Cale Drake will move forward into the last chance qualifier coming up later on in the program. For Sherman, Axum, Thornton Jr., Snow, Graham, Henderson, and more, today all done in stock non-wing. Well, let's go meet the other 3 members of our broadcast team. Blake Anderson, Chris Moore, and Earl Hoon. Guys, good morning.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb. We've got a busy day today. You know, yesterday, the way the schedule played out yesterday, you had a lot of the big names with a complete day off, at least from racing yesterday. That changes today. We know Shelby Hinton is in 4 separate B mains. Guys like Steven Snyder Jr., RTJ locked in some, others trying to come through B mains. So these guys went from kind of relaxing yesterday to full-on, full speed ahead after the Golden Driller in 4 separate classes today. They're going to be busy, and I think we might be too, Earl.
Yeah, I think so. If we talk about the temperature inside this building, it's actually where we are going to be at the top of the ramp. It's going to be cooler and cooler and cooler. The reason why is it's elimination day, obviously, until we get to the main events. The garage doors are going to be open because guys are leaving. They're not going to be able to make it to try to get a Golden Driller by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I mean, we're 1 race in. We're already seeing major players ending their stock non-wing day. So I think you're right, Chris. We're going to see some really good guys days in. It's going to be fun to see what stories develop throughout the day from the B mains to the LCQs to the main events. It's going to be a fun morning here in the Expo, and things are really going to ramp up this afternoon, guys.
We cannot wait to figure out all the different storylines as we dwindle down the fields even more. As we take a look at your lineup for B feature number 2 for the stock non-wings. Josh Castro and Anthony Ray on the front row. Josh Marcham and former shootout champ and outlaw non-wing Chris Carroll. Chase Cabry, who was sick this week, starting inside of row number 3. Chuck Dunlap to his outside. Garrett Benson also in this one with James Roselli, Matt Moore, Parker Perry, Liam Kane, and transfer cars Bryson Roundchin, Ben Morbido.
Green flag is out on B number 2. Castro and Ray, just like the previous group, they're trying to get as far away from everybody as possible. Josh Marcham not letting that happen as he's already swung up to the middle groove and looking to take 2nd place away from Ray. Caution out.
That's going to come back, unfortunately, as the seas parted, at least for Chase Cabry on the bottom, as caution flag waves after 1 in the books. Don't see anything. Looks like a little debris on the front straightaway, and it's a wheel cover.
It's been a problem here over the course of the shootout. As let's take a timeout and head up to the top of the ramp. Earl Hoon with our first Joe's Racing Products pit report.
Thank you, Caleb Hart. Yeah, got Steven Snyder Jr. here with me. You got your work cut out here. Still, one that B main into an LCQ. What kind of work are you going to have to do to that hyper racing machine?
So far, right now, just watch the track, right? Our still got 2 B mains and one's in the Outlaw non-wing, so we got good notes there for the morning. Now we kind of gauge off of what we know and go from there. But no, the car was darn near perfect. I felt really good, so hopefully we can carry this momentum into tonight.
Guys, if we know anything about Steven Snyder Jr., if he says the car is pretty much perfect, the drivers that he's going to be racing against, they're going to be on the lookout for him.
Absolutely. He'll have more chances, including Outlaw non-wing here in a little while as we're back under the green flag. And march him to the top of the racetrack. Open the door for Chase Cabry. Caleb Hart to third and contact for the lead.
Getting after it up front. These drivers bringing no mercy early in this contest. Cabry on the outside looking in. He is dialing up on the back of Anthony Ray in the 71 car. You don't get through this, you're done. You got a car alive in another division, okay, your race day continues. If not, start packing up the trailer and heading home. Cabry, sick as a dog over the last few days. Starting to feel a little bit better and coming after Ray, looking for that final transfer.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep that car pointed down on the bottom of the racetrack, hoping that Anthony Ray will somehow miss the bottom or leave at least a little bit of a gap here. Still plenty of time, so you have to be meticulous in how you do it. But you see where the racetrack is, still a lot of moisture, a lot of grip, cars pushing the nose a little bit. And here comes Chris Carroll. Loves running the bottom here at the Expo Raceway. Really good in the non-wing cars here. He'll go now top side, and yep, you see it, nothing there.
Just, to an extent, racing yourself a groove in at this point in time of the day. Fortunately, shifts him back a position. Roselli now up and into fourth. See if Roselli can do anything with that as we're down. Just a handful of laps left, 4 to go here in B2.
And everybody's still single file. As you look at the top 3, it's going to come down to who can be aggressive in the final couple of laps. As you see Cabry now opening up his entry. He's going to try the middle. That is such a dangerous move because you're trusting that you can place your left front just to the outside of the driver's right rear. Cabry now way up high the racetrack. It's going to allow James Roselli through to third.
Gave it a shot. Nothing sticking, at least for the moment. Roselli going to be the next up to give us something happen. He'll roll up in the back of Ray. Ray just got to hold tight for one more lap as they're coming out of turn number 2 to the checker.
See what James Roselli has in his bags of tricks here. Oh, he's going to spear Anthony Ray. Up and over the curb goes Cabry, and the checker flag waves, and James Roselli's going to move on. I don't think Anthony Ray's going to like that too much. Used the chrome horn there, Caleb Hart, at the end of that one.
Well, that's the unofficial result that you see coming up on the screen. We will keep our eyes and ears out in case there's a penalty assessed, and that wouldn't be the first time that we had seen something like that.
We do know Josh Castro took the win, and we'll be moving on to the LCQ.
Guys, top of the ramp, head on a swivel, although you should be like that all day today, as hurt feelings are going to be the norm here at the Tulsa Shootout. As our Cool Motors ramp cam might be getting some work. Here's Cash Levenberg and Brant Woods leading us off for B3. Colton Key and Colton Harney in row number 2. Tate Gurney, Logan Heath, Brandon Carr, Chance Hull, Trenton Rivera, David Camden, Jacob Lucas, and Kaylee Bryson making up the 12 lock-ins. Hayden Turner, Darren Brown coming up through the C-main event here in stock non-wing. They are ripping them off quick here in the early morning, Chris.
They are.
It's like we got something to get to or something.
Not messing around. The anticipated opening ceremonies time here in the building is about 3 p.m. Central, so want to get through these B-mains to get to that point as we're underway in the third B feature for stock non-wing, taking 2 again with 12 laps. And just like we saw before, everybody fighting for the bottom side of the racetrack in that real estate. As lap number 1 in the books, and into turns 1 and 2 goes your leader, Brant Woods.
Most dangerous spot in this building all day today is going to be second place in a 2-transfer race.
Cash Levenberg has it right now. Colton Hardy, we know he is an aggressive race car driver. What does he have in the bag as well? Already the use of the chrome horn in that last B feature. Everybody's settling in now, seeing what they have. We'll see if anybody tries to work in that middle to upper groove. As you take a look at Hardy now, starting to fall a little bit to Cash Lovenberg.
It's widening, but it's not widening quickly. You saw some drivers try it in the last race, but nobody could make it stick, especially coming out of the outside of turn number 4. As they begin to expand their entry in 1 and 2, the groove edges out just a little bit, but right now, Woods and Lovenberg cruising, hitting their marks and making consistent laps. They just want to see this stay green.
Looking a little farther back. I mean, James Rosselli, when he transferred in the last one, came Caleb Hart from the, 8th position. So he was able to move forward, but that was courtesy of some drivers off the bottom. But everybody not giving up the real estate here. Just take a look a little bit farther back. Only up a position is Brandon Carr, Chance Hull. Nobody really moving through the field. That's how difficult it is here at the shootout, especially early on in the program. As you take a look at the 71K of Tate Gurney now up to the inside, making a nice pass on Colton Key. Key's going to cross back underneath. Again, this is all on the outside looking in for position number 4.
Gurney did a good job of getting back to the bottom groove and holding it through turns 3 and 4. This gave himself a shot to get close to make something happen. But first and second, pretty well checked out and gone is Brent Woods and Cash Lovenberg looking to go forward into the last chance qualifier.
Both looking really strong as Wood will have the caution here, so we will have a reset before the checkered flag comes out. And Cash Lovenberg now didn't want to see that. Was far away from striking distance for Colton Hardy, as we have a problem for the 57 of Jacob Lucas, who will head up the ramp. Shows 1 to go, Caleb. Wonder if we'll have a green and white together, if they'll go back a lap.
Wait on the decision there.
But yeah, this gives Colton Hardy an opportunity. If it stayed green, didn't really have a shot at Cash Lovenberg, but now we bunch the field back up. Has to have a really good restart here. How does he time it? And Cash has to hit the bottom perfectly, get the advantage here. It looks like Terry Maddox has the green and white in hand together.
So FYI, it looks like the social media machine of the Tulsa Shootout has not gotten up and running, pushing out results yet.
Okay.
So still waiting on any official call from B2 if there is going to be one. The only official results come down the social media channels of the Tulsa Shootout.
We'll keep an eye on it, but they ended up going green-white checkered. Colton Hardy tried it in 1 and 2 to go to the outside of Lovenberg, but it didn't work. And that's what Cash Lovenberg needs as he holds on to second through 3 and 4. Brant Woods and Cash Lovenberg gonna punch a ticket to the LCQ. Hardy, Carr, Key, Gurney, Hull, and the rest of the field done here in the stock non-wing.
A lot of talented drivers going to be going home early here in the morning as we check in with the talented Chris Moore up top.
Oh, thank you, Caleb Hart. That was very nice of you. Here with Josh Castro, and tell me, how difficult is it this early in the morning knowing how the track is? How perfect you have to be knowing one mistake might cost you an opportunity here today?
You just have to be consistent. You got to have the right package, and we do with our D1. Jake built me a brand new Gen 4 that absolutely just is a pleasure to drive, and then Justin Lyman just built me a brand new A-Class that it just rips, man, and I just got to start being more consistent, and I got to stop showing up as Josh Castro and just start showing up as like Corey Day or somebody like that. So I just need to say hello to my daughters. I was in the doghouse last time, and hi, Brayden and Hudson. I miss you guys so much, and I love you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, there you go, guys. Hoping to bring home a driller to the daughters tomorrow.
This is B feature number 4. Shelby Hinton going to take off into the early lead, and we got one bouncing around and adding to the Ibach Springs flip count early on here.
Dugan Ridenauer, who started in the 8th position, up and over, adding to the Ibach flip count. This one jumbled from the start, outside lane. Hop to right rear, and I think that was the 39 of Russ Dysinger that Ridnour rode the right rear over. 164 for the Eibach official flip count.
Let's check in with Blake Anderson up top. Good morning, Blake.
Good morning, Caleb Hart. Brant Woods, got to feel good. Yesterday, I think, got upside down once today. You're staying alive. That's got to be a good way to start off your Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, man. Never a better way to start Saturday morning than that, obviously, other than being locked in. But, yeah, I got upside down yesterday, and the guys worked really hard. Got me put back together, and car was rolling good, so I just can't thank Frank enough for everything he does, and just everybody on this team put in the hard work this week, and we'll see if we can make something out of it.
All right, Brant Woods stays alive, guys.
Well, you got to look there on the K1 Race Gear instant replay, and now check and make sure. Brian Ward down trackside, what you seeing?
Yeah, kind of some conflicting reports here. Looked like at first they were going to try and refire him, then they were calling for a hook, and then they said no, got the four-wheeler behind. So I didn't see any major damage to that race car from the corners that I could see. He had loosened his belts, and it looked like he was tightening belts, so we'll see if Dugan returns.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to restack them here 2 by 2 with hitting on the front row, Alex Rupert to the outside.
Want to welcome everybody watching in live on social media right now and watching live on YouTube at the moment. Welcome into the show. We are in B feature number 4 here for Joe's Racing Products Stock Non-Wing. Shelby Hinton on the front row of this, along with Alex Rupert in the 5. Brody Graham in car number 8 in the inside of row number 2. Kyle Hooper to the outside of him in the 14. Row number 3, Russ Dysinger the 39. 27 is Zachary Taylor. Inside row 4, 18, Aiden Linegang. Dugan Ridnour, who you just saw in that wreck, was supposed to be outside the 4th row. You've got Justice Sokol, Devin Myers, Jet Yantis, Brady Amos, Zach Gorski, and Chase Howard making up the rest of the field as we're underway.
Hinton with the advantage in 1 and 2. Rupert will slide into second position as the field dives for the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Hinton leading lap number 1, now 1 spot out. The 8H Brody Graham. Dysinger in tow, but we've got one tickling the top side of the racetrack here. Kyle Hooper trying to make something happen. Haven't seen a lot of cars roll that groove in. Maybe he's trying to get it worked in here. Still plenty of time, 10 to go.
It's every time we see it, a little bit better trying to get through the middle and outside, but again, it's going to take some dedicated effort to get there. As Rupert trying to keep Graham away from him. Got to concentrate on your line, make good laps. You're hoping there's not enough room for Graham to try to make a hero move in the last lap. As is right now, 7 to go here in this 12-lap race.
Shelby Hinton starting to check out, although he just had a huge mistake in turn 2. Brought the 2 cars chasing him back into the picture, so we've got a 3-car tussle for 2 spots and a trip to the LCQ.
Outside just about there for Graham. Good enough to drive around on Rupert. So Graham gets second after going around the high side of 1 and 2. We got one upside down big time.
It's Jet Yantis. Started deep in this field, was up to the 5th spot. So he already passed 6 cars. Ends up upside down in turn number 3. Thumbs up from the safety official saying he's okay, but depending on the damage, it may be race over and shootout over, at least in this class. But he has been a gasser here at the shootout once again in 2026. We'll see him a little bit later on. As we take a look at the K1 Race Gear replay, 4-car center your screen. Up on the bike, settled it down, and then it just snaps. Brian Ward.
Yeah, this race car does have significantly more damage than Ridnour's car did. The left front shock is pretty damaged. The left rear tire is off the wheel. I think there were some more bent components on that front end, so not going to be able to make the repairs to continue in the 4-car.
Appreciate it. And that's unfortunate, again, for Jet, who was stellar.
We know he's alive in later classes,
Yes.
so day will continue for Yantis.
Outlaw non-wing locked into the top 16 after having a really good heat race.
Hopefully he doesn't have wrestling practice to get to.
He did actually yesterday. I saw him walking through the pit area. He didn't race. I don't think he raced yesterday. If he did, it was later in the day, but was able to get wrestling practice in here in Tulsa. An accomplished high school wrestler in addition to pretty darn good race car driver too.
So Shelby Hinton, Brody Graham 1-2 with 5 laps to go. Alex Rupert and Russ Dysinger right in behind him. Dysinger making a move to the bottom on Rupert, who saw Graham go around the outside of him in 1 and 2 and move the race car up here on the restart to try to get by. Dysinger down low, thinks he's got a shot. Little shark slide in through the corner. Right back after him on the bottom goes Rupert. Rupert will retake 3rd spot. Dysinger under fire from Sokol. Sokol trying to find a way to get by and make a pass. No can do through that set of turns. 2 to go.
Time running out for some of these drivers trying to catch Brody Graham as Alex Rupert now has company behind, but this will all be for naught as off the corner number 4, Hinton will see the white flag.
Shelby Hinton's had a really good shootout. He's trying to lock in 4 divisions. He's in 4 B mains. Now make it 3 B mains and 1 LCQ. Hinton moves on. Graham goes with him. Rupert, Dysinger, Sokol, Line Gang, Hooper, Taylor, and more, all done. And halfway through the first group of B mains. Let's look at B5. Jonathan Beeson, Trevor Klein, Landon Henry, Caden Barker, Brecken Racing, Michael Facinto, Joey Amantia, Anton Hernandez, Cooper Sullivan, Cannon Posey, Enzo Spicola, and Brady Bacon. The 6 who locked in after the qualifiers, Garth Kastner and Chase Spicola, will be our 2 move-ups from C-Main action.
This is the 1 Class 2 for Brady Bacon. He is missing a golden driller on his mantle for to complete the quadruple. Gonna have some work to do coming from mid-pack. Trevor Klein on the outside of the front row, like Shelby Hinton in all 4 B mains here today.
Just by the numbers, this is statistically the hardest one to get because of class size here in a year-out stock non-wing. Typically the largest entered division this year, second highest, short by 2 drivers drawn in on draw day. You know, it's a busy day here in the arena, Chris. Not necessarily in terms of number of events. It's actually the shortest one as far as that goes, with only 44 individual races. But it is the busiest as far as laps go. Highest lap count, not counting overages on certain races that we've had, was 908 on day 3. Today, 1,414 individual laps scheduled.
That's a lot of laps.
It's a lot of laps.
Underway we go, B feature number 5. As they stack up and using that outer lane, Trevor Klein gonna get the advantage on Jonathan Beeson. Beeson trying to fight back. Beeson up and over the berm and upside down. That is not ideal for Jonathan Beeson, who's had such a good shootout, especially in the outlaw non-wing, where he is currently the pole sitter for tonight's A main, but stock non-wing not going great. Here's another look, and right front to left rear. Thought there was a hole, Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's really pushing the issue here when you know, top 2 are moving on, and it's not a ton of passing right now, and you got a really fast race car on lap 1.
So Beeson will get refired, and we'll go back up to the top of the ramp into Joe's Racing Products pit interview with Earl Hoon Jr.
Thank you, Chris Milner. Got Shelby Hinton here with me, buddy. We were just talking, I was joking and said, I almost made an oopsie out there, but you said this racetrack, this surface is really throwing you guys a loop.
Yeah, it's a lot slicker than I expected it to be for this early morning. I don't know if they didn't put as much water on it or just let them run in more this morning. But it's actually really nice for an early morning race, especially being the 4th race. But yeah, we were a little looser than we were supposed to be for that. Like I said, we just weren't expecting it to be that slick this early, but luckily we still went 1-1, puts me in my first LCQ for the day, and got to give a hats off to Jim. He's got it rolling again. If it wasn't for my mistake, we'd had a perfect race. So got to give thanks to Jim, Napa, Marshall, Brightwater, Pace Chassis, Race Tech Titanium, the whole Woods family, everybody that helps out. Couldn't do it without them.
Shelby Hinton staying alive here on Championship Saturday.
It certainly is. And how about Landon Henry? That was a gaggle and a mess between him, Caden Barker, Brecken Reese. It's settled out for now, with Henry now in the second and final transfer spot. Anton Hernandez trying to make something happen, Clinton.
Yeah, he's working harder on the outside of these guys, and it's working right now in 1 and 2. I just feel like you lose up a little bit of time in 3 and 4. It's not quite there yet.
Track continuing to change. Beeson on the comeback trail here after having to restart at the tail. Moving his way through, but has a long way to go. Klein continuing to lead Landon Henry. Caden Barker, the first car on the outside, looking in as you look at the gap between second and third. Coming down, it'll be 6 laps to go. Halfway home for Trevor Klein, the Mooresville, North Carolina native. Starting to see drivers kind of migrate to that middle, at least in 1 and 2. Henry's still using the berm on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Black starting to peek through on your main grooves, especially down here in 3 and 4 now.
Jonathan Beeson still trying to make work up to 9th after restarting 14th. And the Link Chassis has the Enzo Spicola car up ahead, and up ahead of that, Cooper Sullivan. Meanwhile, back up front, Landon Henry not satisfied with second. He's caught your leader.
Don't want to be the guy on the bubble. You never know how that last lap is going to play out. So Landon Henry trying to keep a little bit of space between him and Caden Baker.
Yeah, we saw that with James Verselli getting his way through, and Anthony Ray, the wrong end of that deal early on in B feature number 2 as we're down to 1 lap to go. It's Klein and Henry. Caden Barker trying to make something happen here on the final lap. Not going to be close enough, although Landon Henry opens the door and will survive. Trevor Klein, Landon Henry punching tickets to the LCQ.
My math was bad mathy. I remathed. Okay, a little fewer laps.
Okay, I was like, whoa!
You caught me off guard with that number. That's
added
for sure.
a 1 where I didn't need to. It is a similar lap day to others, but it is the lowest lap day overall at 6:46.
Okay.
Lowest lap day so far had been 7:76 that I had calculated. So, but still a busy day here, considering that by the time this is done, over 4,000 individual laps will have been turned in competition here at the shootout.
Insane. B feature number 6 out on the racetrack. Austin Torgerson, Jake Nail, the front row. Preston Norbury, Daniel Robinson in row 2. Chase Randolph and Garen Howard in row number 3. Brandon Boggs, Graham Huffman in row 4. Camden Gosler, Tanner Cheek in 5. Elijah Guile, Amelia Westlake, the lock-ins. And from the C, Chris Cochran and Kyle Busch. Rowdy going to come from shotgun on the field.
Through every lineup you're going to see today, you're going to see superstars from different disciplines all across the country.
And a lot of these races are looking like what a normal A feature is during the regular season. It's insane. Even some of the C features, I was like, wait a minute, I'd do a double take.
This is a C main? Really?
Yeah.
This is a B main? Really?
In my first stock non-wing C main, when the first lineup came out before adjustments, it was me, Persley, and Timms all in one together. I was like, that's not right.
That's bad.
Green flag in the air. 6B feature, another 12 laps, top 2 moving on to the LCQ. Jake Nail with the advantage on lap number 1 over Austin Torgerson. They're nearly 3 wide, deeper in the field here on lap number 1.
Top 2 again. You want to get far enough that nobody can try to be a hero on you late in the contest. Nail and Torgerson doing just that. Robinson under fire from Jace Randolph. Randolph turns him away and now has to turn away Preston Norbury behind him. Norbury leading Huffman and Howard. None of them really able to do much. Howard looking down low on Huffman. Can't quite make the passes. Now everybody migrating up about half a groove. More than half a groove migrated up. Nail really wide getting into turn number 1 right now. Hasn't bit him yet, but we'll continue watching that. As down at the bottom goes Daniel Robinson coming out of 4, seeing if he can find anything additional to work on Austin Torgerson. Torgerson says, no, not this time, as we are at the halfway point.
Everyone pretty evenly paced right now. I did like that line when Robinson turned down off turn 4. Seemed like he was able to create a little bit of run on Torgerson. Torgerson now finds it himself and protects.
Robinson
or Jace Randolph to the inside of Robinson. Randolph up a position from the drop of the green flag. It's a mess behind your top 2 with Robinson, Randolph, Preston Norbury now starting to get the 77M wound up on the top.
Yeah, Lozite still has something there, and it's a good something. Just neither Robinson nor Randolph have been able to make it completely work in order to make a pass. The time to figure out how to do so is getting really short, so we're down to 2 to go this time by. Set him up, knock him down, Nail and Torgerson. Just got to put together 4 more good corners.
Look at the lap times, too. We were at the 11.6s on about the second heat, or the second B feature. Now we're in the 12.5s. It's almost a second slower as this racetrack continues to widen out. Checkered flag is out, though. Easy win there for Jake Nail. Austin Torgerson going to follow suit and move on to the LCQ. So 2-1 for Nail. As they head up the ramp, they'll go and visit Chris Moore.
Yeah, thank you, Chris Wilner. Got Trevor Klein here. Trevor, that B feature looked like the 1 and 2 you'd kind of work against the cushion anyway, not necessarily the top. 3 and 4, you were pretty committed to the bottom. What was the difference between the 2 ends of the speedway that made you choose those lines?
It just kind of looked like 1 and 2. 1 and 2 got a little slicker on the bottom, and 3 and 4. But it's hard being the leader. I could tell that. Obviously, my dad told me that they were catching me in 3 and 4 on the top. So it's kind of tough being the leader, where to go, trying to watch the board, and we're still alive in all 4. So we'll keep trucking along, and just can't thank Hyper. Kobe Adams builds the best motors in the country, and everybody else helps me out.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
There you go, Trevor Klein, still alive in all 4, guys.
Chris, no penalty assessed in race number 2. Finishes as stands. Castro and Roselli, the 2 moving through on that one.
B feature number 7, Joby Miller and Jason McDougal, your front row. Quinn Jones, Cole Tinsley in row number 2. Rolling off 5th, Hank Soares and Cruz Jelenic, in row number 3. TJ Smith, Nicole Esger in row number 4. Giancarlo Ramasar in row 5 with Jackson Porter, Evan Dixon, and Jackson Nail make up your lock-ins with your transfer cars from the C. Tanner Holm and Mac Leopard running for CB Industries.
Chance for more drivers to go to the LCQ. Again, you get through this, you're not into an A main. There is what we call a last chance qualifier coming up, which will set the final 8 starters in the A main event coming up later on in the program. Post-opening ceremonies, pre-A main event. Green is out.
Miller with the advantage from the front row. Jason McDougal into second. One car making a move up to the front, or closer to the front. That was Quinn Jones. Make that Hank Soares, who moved up a spot. Taken away from Cole Tinsley. That's for 4th.
Jones sits 3rd, a little ways behind McDougal and Miller. McDougal yet to win a race this week. That'd be a really good time to break that streak, although he's got one of the best in Joe B right ahead of him. It was 9 shootouts ago now that McDougal went on to win 3 of the 4. As Cole Esgar going to be on top. Tosses some additional clay out from the cockpit with him. They will tilt him back over ever so gently. one down. Get a look here on the K1 Race Gear instant replay. What happened to Cole Esgar? As gentle a tip over as you're going to get.
Believe that's what, 167 is 67?
Clinton?
Hey, I didn't say it. I was waiting on Caleb to see it.
Can't believe that Wilner actually set you up. Let's check in with our own master of the 6 and the 7. It is Blake Anderson.
We got Mr. Nail here, and a big move there. So close out of your qualifiers. That make things burn a little hotter for you today?
Yeah, I mean, we're really good. I just think we got a bad draw early, and all we can do is keep digging.
Good luck out there, Jake.
Thank you, sir.
Jake Nail moves on, guys. He's in an LCQ later today.
It's a good run for Jake. See what Jackson can do in this one. Still buried in the 12th position, his brother. As looks like the lineup is set, and Terry Maddox showing the one-to-go signal this time. Lights out around the Expo Raceway. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in live on YouTube and social medias for now. We are aware of the issue on the FloRacing app. Currently, our teams are working on that as we speak.
Certain FloRacing apps.
Yes. As we're back underway.
That's a great restart for Joe B. Good burst down the back straightaway. McDougall in the process of rebuilding advantage. Third place, though, changes hands. Soares around Jones. Snap spin, middle of the corner. Yellow lights on in the arena.
Jones tried the big crossover and wanted to land it really deep in turn 2, and you can see, right, just caught the berm enough. And it's not even so much that you catch the berm. He turns back to the left right there, and that creates enough grip. There's enough moisture in that berm right now that it's going to really grab that left front tire. Later in the day when that berm dries out some, that's no big deal at all.
Roll right through that,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's just part of knowing the Expo building. Quinn obviously super dejected there. Ace Bodenhammer pushing him back to the pit area, and that'll be it for their stock non-wing efforts here at the Tulsa Shootout.
Clinton, you had a decision to make this morning.
I did.
And?
I'm going to be in here with you guys.
All right. Got 2 main events to deal with later.
Yep.
Joe B. Miller, Jason McDougall once again. Soares in the 22X. Closes on J-Mac. Long time still to go here. 7 laps left. Around as they contest our 6th mile. Sitting in position number 4, TJ Smith. In position number 5 as he's still trying to get back by Tinsley in the 0. Tinsley now finding forward drive off the low side, forcing Soares to move down going into turn number 1. Soares moves down, interrupts the run from Tinsley. 4 to go. Bid from 6th, Evan Dixon trying the very bottom of 1 and 2. Nothing doing there. Smith with a run. Give him 4th over Tinsley. TJ Smith running out of time. He's got 3 to go. Rolls through the middle, making good progress here on Soares. But McDougall is a long ways from all of them. As Miller and McDougall moving to the white flag. 1 to go for Joe B. Joe B. Miller, Jason McDougall. Those two. B feature number 7 will move forward. It's Joe B. Miller and Jason McDougall into the last chance qualifier. One more B feature to go for stock non-wing.
It's a couple popular transfers there. I noticed this morning there are just a ton of fans here.
That's awesome.
Already. Walking in this morning, I mean, weather's nice out. You see people walking in with their seat cushions and everything else, and they're just here to watch racing all day.
For a day like this and the star power you get to see, it's one of the best values in motorsports.
Oh, man, absolutely.
Wout Hoffmans, Chase Rogers, Brad Best, Trey Marcham, Alec Quiggle, Jet Nunley, Chase Randall and Kaylee Esgar, Bryce Comer, Owen Larson, Cam Sorrells, and Ty Gibbs making up the first 6 rows of this, and Braxton Weger joining up in the back.
How's O feeling today? Is he a little nervous?
I haven't talked to him. He's definitely nervous. I know, we did talk in Tulsa last night with him and Audrey and Kyle, and he kind of openly admitted to being more nervous than you would maybe expect or that he shows. He's not out there this morning, so he's probably not too nervous right now. But it's cool to see the kids kind of open up a little bit like they did on Talking Tulsa, and then Owen and Audrey kind of turned into brother and sister at the end of the interview. I don't know if we showed it on here yet, but
no, not yet.
Yeah, it was good.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah,
Chris and I got a chance to watch this morning as we were in here in the booth.
Trying to figure out how to get them, to open up. Like I get to see them every day at the shop.
Right.
And by the end of it, we got there.
Sometimes when the cameras roll, different parts of the personalities take over. We're underway as Hoffman's looking to take himself and Rogers into the last chance qualifier. Rogers wants to set the pace. He'll cross over the nose of Hoffman's. Hoffman's back down to the bottom as those two trade the lead on the first lap. Wheel the wheel down the back straightaway. Rogers still in control. Hoffman's down to the bottom. Forces Nunley to jam on the brakes. Marcham right in there as well. 4 cars duking it out for the lead. Hoffman's wants the top spot. Can't get it back as Rogers makes the bold move to retake it. Hoffman's will lose second to Nunley. Hoffman's goes across the berm to retake it from Nunley. Nunley shooting back at him down the back straightaway.
Typically, you don't see that move, Clinton, work without one going around or up and over the berm.
No, Nunley did a really good job there to avoid just being completely taken out, which probably would have taken out Hoffman's also.
8 races into this, and they are dicing and slicing like a pair of Ginsu knives as they come down the front straightaway. Rogers getting away from the battle from second. Nunley trying to keep him close, and Hoffman's just close enough to make it stressful for Nunley down the back chute.
That's what I was wanting to see out of Nunley right there. He stopped playing defense in turn 3, and he's got to, turn his focus forward on trying to get away from Hoffman's.
Hoffman's down on the very low side. Nunley that time found bite in the middle. This racetrack providing multiple grooves in which to contest. Nunley is slowly but surely stretching it out from Hoffman's, trying to close in on Rogers, not letting them go. Again, your difference between first and second here could be 8 spots in the last chance qualifier. 4 to go for Rogers, and Nunley still won the lead.
Yeah, you don't want to force the issue, but Nunley looking really good right now, Clinton. I think you size up, maybe if you have a shot, you take it, maybe beat right here.
Chris, I think you got to take it. I think if you're Nunley, you got Rogers searching around right now, and if there's a half a door, you got to knock it open because, like Caleb said, that could be the difference in at least 8 spots.
Starting in the front half of the field versus the back half of the field at minimum. Rogers down to 1 to go. Nunley's looked really good, but he hasn't been able to put her all together yet.
Rogers did a really good job of searching around, trying to find something that makes his car work a little bit better, and it's going to pay off for him as he brings home the final B feature in your stock non-wing division.
LCQ is now set for stock non-wing. 8 races up, 8 races down, and the first page of our day in the books. We go to Earl Hoon at the top of the ramp. Joe's Racing Products Pit Report.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, catching up here with Joe B. Miller. Joe, when you first parked this car right behind me, I noticed a little bit of an oil leak coming out from the engine. Is everything okay?
The guys are going to look at it here in a minute. We ran that D and C main last night in that A-class wing, and I came in, and it was pretty warm, and it puked all the water out of it. So I was hoping to be able to nurse it through that race, and we'll see if they want to swap motors. We should have a little bit of time before that LCQ. So
I was going to say, you do have a little bit of time to really look things over there, right?
Yeah, we didn't make a B in the A-class wing, so we got a little time on that car, and we'll make something happen.
Joe B. Miller and the team are going to go to work during this break. With that being said, we're also going to take a break here on FloRacing. Once again, you are watching Championship Saturday here live on FloRacing with the Hyper Racing Tulsa Shootout, brought to you by NOS Energy Drink.
Welcome back to the Hyper Racing Tulsa Shootout, powered by NOS Energy Drink here at the SageNet Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here with Chase Rogers, the winner of that final B feature. Chase, tell me, it looked like you were really searching around there up front. How tough is it when you're leading, knowing you got to hold a spot, but also trying to find speed?
Yeah, I mean, I knew the guys behind me were way faster. Well, I thought they'd be way faster than me. I felt really good in 1-2, but I could see them poking down in 3 and 4 on me. I couldn't quite figure it out there, but I'm just glad to move on to the LCQ. I've never made this far in this building. I can't do it with everybody watching back home in New England and all my family here watching, everybody that supports me.
All right, great job, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you go, guys. The tow all the way from Maine, between 24 and 28 hours, trying to make it worth it here this week in Tulsa.
Long haul.
Without a doubt, that is a very long haul.
Well, guys, Hyper Racing Outlaw non-wing coming up. We'll see them in a 55-lap A main event coming up later on in the night. Cale Drake, Gavin Miller, Colton Robinson, Tyler Edwards, Eli Morgan, Parker Lake, Aiden Turner, Bryce Shade.
Yes.
Shade. There we go. Shade. Chase Randall, Eric Patello, Philip Cordova, and Kevin Bayer. Plus Wyatt Miller and Drake Edwards coming up from the C main. B main number 1.
Yeah, I think Cale Drake missed it by 1 point on the cutoff. Chris Carroll's 2:10 solidified the top 16. Another stacked field of cars. Of course, this will be for the chance to go to the LCQ and then the 55 lapper, the headlining event here at the Hyper Racing Tulsa Shootout. Lights out around the race.